Thank you for tuning in to this e-learning resource on cyber fraud, which has been specifically created for Charity Fraud Awareness Week 2018. This webinar is about cybersecurity, taking you through what it means, why charities are at risk, and importantly, what you can do to protect your charity. This webinar is being delivered by the Charity Engagement Team at the National Cybersecurity Centre, the government's technical authority on cybersecurity. So, cybersecurity. The two questions we often get asked are, what does it mean? And why is it important? Cybersecurity is the term used for the protection of devices like your laptop, phone, tablet or computer, services like websites, payment systems, cloud storage, and networks, which are the systems used to link a lot of devices and services together, and the information contained in all those places from theft or damage. So why is it important? Almost everything we do as citizens, companies, charities or government utilizes digital and online services. So we need cybersecurity to protect our money and data in these functions. Why are charities at risk? They do such amazing work. Surely nobody is going to try and hack their data or steal their money. Unfortunately not. Charities hold funds, personal, financial and commercial data, and often very sensitive data because of the service users they work with. Criminals are increasingly making no distinction between business and charity. It's quite clear that the adage, money is money, is still true today. Charities often, because of a desire rightly to invest their hard-earned funds into the activities that will best support their beneficiaries, have been left with low security protecting their IT and online services. This in turn presents an opportunity for criminals to exploit. Often the attackers will be unaware that they are even targeting a charity, as they send mass untargeted email phishing attacks. We have seen various attacks affecting charities in the past year. These include ransomware, where your systems and devices are locked down and the attackers ask you to pay a fee to unlock them. We'd recommend never paying the fee, as it is unlikely that they will unlock your system as a result. Malicious software, often intended to do damage to your systems or steal data. Phishing emails, where an email is sent trying to trick you into clicking a link, downloading something, or carrying out an action that seems legitimate but has an ulterior motive that will cause you harm. And fake websites, often purporting to be well-known charities, trying to dupe the public into donating. These are particularly prevalent following terrorist attacks, natural disasters, and major incidents. So what can you do about it? In March, the National Cybersecurity Centre launched Cybersecurity, a small charity guide, alongside the Charity Commission and other partners across the sector. While it is intended for small charities, we know that the quick, simple, free or low-cost steps are equally applicable to a number of larger charities, and everyone should make sure they're getting the basics right before moving on to anything more technical. So what are those 5 simple steps? The guide follows the steps and provides actionable ways to implement them as you go along. We'll summarize those for you here today. The first is backing up your data. This is vital because if you have a backup, you'll always have something to fall back on should your data get damaged, stolen, or changed, whether that be inadvertently, maliciously, or often due to something as simple as a fire or flood. There are simple ways to protect your data from malicious software. Some of the actions you can take here include installing and turning on antivirus software, making sure your device's software is up to date, and tips on educating your staff, trustees and volunteers about the dangers of downloading unknown things from the internet. Most people now use smartphones or a tablet device. Because these leave the home or office, they are at more risk than static computers. Making sure password protection or other measures like fingerprint recognition is turned on will improve the security enormously. With these devices, we often also connect to Wi-Fi in coffee shops, hotels, trains, and various other places. However, it's very hard to know whether these are actually legitimate networks. The guidance recommends not to send anything sensitive such as personal data over public Wi-Fi, and if possible to use the mobile internet built into your smartphone if you can. Passwords. I'm sure we'd all love to live in a world that didn't need us to use passwords. However, we're not there yet. Making sure you have a strong, unique password is vitally important. Our guidance also recommends turning on two-factor authentication for your important accounts like banking, email, and social media. This means that if someone guesses your password or it gets leaked online, they would need a second level of verification to access your account. It's easy to turn on with most common online services and will improve your security hugely. The guidance also provides you with simple ways to help remember passwords, including guidance on writing them down and storing them safely. It's almost a guarantee that you have or will receive a phishing email at some point. Some people will receive a lot of them. It's important to know how your charity operates and make sure your teams also know. For example, is it normal for the CEO to email the finance assistant at 4:30 in the afternoon on a Friday to say, "I'm really sorry, but I've forgotten to ask you to pay this invoice that's due today. It's a new account, so if you can just set it up and pay the £5,000, I'll sort the paperwork with you on Monday. I'm leaving the office now, so won't be able to speak before I go. Sorry." If something in there made the finance person suspicious, they need to know what to do in that case, which is why understanding and following the procedures is so important. The guidance also takes you through some more technical solutions, such as controlling who has access to what, which will help limit the damage should someone click on a dodgy email. The final thing to mention here is reporting. It's always worth knowing what to do if you suffer a cyber attack, even if you're convinced you won't be. For charities, there are 3 things you should do. The first, call Action Fraud. This is the police's live 24/7 call centre for fraud and cybercrime. Their phone number or the online form, if you'd rather not call them, is available on the website. If there is a chance that a personal data is at risk or has been affected in the attack, you must also contact the Information Commissioner's Office, commonly called the ICO, within 72 hours of becoming aware. They won't mind if you don't have all the details yet, but an early referral will make things much easier down the line. And the third thing is to report it to the Charity Commission through their Reporting a Serious Incident procedure on their website. All of this guidance is available at the NCSC's website, which is on your screen now. And later this year, we'll be launching 2 more products applicable to charities, which are guidance on planning for how you'd respond and recover from a cyber attack, and our Cyber Toolkit for boards, which is advice for trustees and boards on how to approach cybersecurity in their organisation, what to ask of those responsible for it, and what types of things trustees should expect to hear from their staff. So thank you for listening. Please don't forget to check out the free resources available as part of Charity Fraud Awareness Week this year. This includes several brand new help sheets. You can find these resources on the Fraud Advisory Panel website or by following #CharityFraudOut on Twitter.